Hi, Mayor.
What an absolutely beautiful day to be out here. Good morning. My name is Mike King, Secretary of Transportation for the state of Kansas. I'm sure a lot of people wondered if we would ever get to this point where we'd be cutting the ribbon. Yeah, let's get a round of applause for that. This is started in 98. Well, and here it says after decades, so that is true. 98, we started the planning to improve US 59 between Ottawa and Lawrence. We've accomplished our goal of making this a modern, safe stretch of highway for the thousands of people who travel it every day. Although the road won't be open for a couple more days, couple more weeks, we're excited about this project. We wanted to have the ribbon cutting now. What we've accomplished together will give you a greater peace of mind when you put your children on the bus in the morning. It'll make the commute between Lawrence and Ottawa less stressful, smoother, and more comfortable. Our first speaker today knows well the challenges of this complex and very expensive project. The year before construction began in 2007, Jerry Younger was named Deputy Secretary and State Transportation Engineer. He knows just how much coordination is required to pull off a project of this scope. So Jerry, come up and speak to it.
Yeah, thank you, Mike, and good morning, everybody. It seems like not that long ago, but it was a couple of years ago that I was down in Ottawa at the American Eagles facility talking about the opening of the Franklin County stretch, and isn't it great now to get the whole thing opened up here in the next couple of weeks. You know, this is a project that's one of the many that's near and dear to my heart, this one especially, because I think as a lot of people in the audience know, I have spent most of my adult life in the Lawrence, Douglas County area. So I have one fan anyway, that's always good. But like I said, near and dear to my heart, anybody who's traveled this road for many years knows the experience it would provide as a two-lane facility. And let me tell you, much better experience now. If you look back at the history of this road, and kind of the reasons why this project was important for KDOT, was important locally, is the crash rate was 25% higher than other Kansas highways. More than 40% of the two-lane facility was marked no passing. It was hilly, sight distance wasn't all that good, it lacked adequate shoulders. All those sorts of things that are important to you as you drive up and down this road. That's all been fixed. Now we have a road that we envisioned a long time ago, a 4-lane freeway facility between Ottawa and Lawrence, and isn't that a great thing? And we'll all reap the safety and economic benefits from that. A project like this doesn't happen just with one entity. Certainly KDOT had a lot of partners in making this thing happen. First of all, our local partners here, whether it was the City of Lawrence, the City of Ottawa, Franklin County, Douglas County, all important partners in seeing this happen. Obviously, we had to have the people out here doing the work. Our prime contractors were Ames Construction, Cost Construction, Upper Plains Contracting, and Bettis Asphalt and Construction. See Bettis working on the north end as you drove through, kind of getting the last little bit of the tie-ins done there. This project has to be designed before it can even be constructed, and our designers on this project, including our own staff at KDOT, were George Butler Associates, Bartlett and West, and Burns and McDonald. Speaking of KDOT staff, we had a great team from kind of cradle to grave here on this project, which included our area engineers, both in Douglas and Franklin County, Hugh Bogle, Earl Bozak, Steve Ballman. Anyone who followed this project as we were doing the design know we fell into a number of different environmental issues. We had an environmental section at KDOT that handled a lot of those difficult dicey issues to get through, and obviously got through them all. The design side on KDOT side anyway was led with Bob Wandel initially, who's since retired, and then picked up with Howard Loveliner, Kelly Hovey, Greg Gonzalez, and Keith Horenick. And finally, our right-of-way section, a whole lot of right-of-way was purchased out of this area for this 4-lanes facility. They did a great job too. And finally, our district staff folks, Jason Van Ice and Kim Claus, who deserves a little extra attention because she's the one who set this whole thing up and did a great job for it. Finally, last but not least, our Federal Highway Administration. I'm not sure if I see anybody out there in the crowd from our Federal Highway Administration, but a large part of this project was funded with federal money, and certainly our partners at Federal Highway Administration made sure we dotted all the I's and crossed all the T's to make that happen. I want to, before we cut the ribbon, I do want to offer a little bit of thanks to folks in Douglas and Franklin County for kind of putting up with the inconvenience that goes along with building a new road. Luckily, this is a road that was built off of the old alignment, so for the most part, we were able to continue with traffic on the old alignment, but there were still tie-ins, relocations, and things like that we had to deal with. So thank you, all of you who had the patience to kind of see this through. We're at the end now, and we'll all benefit from the new project. So with that, I'll turn it back over to, I'll turn it over to Mike Gahn, the Douglas County Commissioner. Mike?
Thank you, everybody. I'll lower this a little bit. I also want to let you know, Jerry, Jerry's done these because he's wearing shades up here. The rest of us are going to be squinting at you. So I want to thank everybody for coming out today, but most of all, I want to thank KDOT, Secretary King, and Jerry, and all of the those of you out there that have put decades into this project. We in Douglas County are so grateful and so fortunate to have a great partnership with KDOT. A lot of times roads get talked about as economic investments, and that truly is the case. We know that they help move the Kansas economy, and that's no different here in Douglas County. But I'm so heartened to hear the comments today are what we all know 59, this project really is about, and that's keeping our community safe. The investments that we make in highways and in roads here at the county level, also at the state level, play that dual role. They help us, they help the Kansas economy move, and they help when we make improvements like this. They're great for our citizens, and it's just I can't say enough about the partnership that we have here in Douglas County with you guys. I know that it extends beyond this road as well. You've been great partners on Highway 56, just here to the east, and also on K10. We've had some tragedies on K10 that you guys have also stepped up to the plate with. Senator Holland, Commissioner Thelman agreeing to meet with Eudora and to work with you guys on new safety solutions for that community as well. And so when these discussions about investments in our highways and in our infrastructure come down to dollars and cents, it's not just about dollars and cents. It's about saving lives. And I can't tell you guys how grateful we are at Douglas County to have a partner like KDOT on that project. So. I want to thank you guys for the investment here today, but also for the work you've done on the other projects in our community and keeping our citizens safe. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Now I'd like to introduce our next two speakers. First, Lawrence Mayor Bob Shum, and then Baldwin City Mayor Ken Wagner.
It is a good morning, isn't it? Beautiful out here. Nice new project like this. Get to be the first ones to be on it and look at it and feel it. I want to thank you for the opportunity to speak today. The US 59 realignment project is an important project that addresses needed safety improvements and enhances a vital transportation corridor in Douglas and Franklin counties. Previous to the initiation of this project, this 11.1 mile stretch of US 59 in Douglas County posed some of the most severe safety concerns and needed immediate improvement. Accident rates, as was stated before, were some 25% higher than similar highways in Kansas, and the previous highway did not have adequate shoulders for safety. The roadway is heavily used for commuters into Lawrence on a daily basis and is a main thoroughfare for motorists traveling to Lawrence for school, shopping opportunities, and other recreational enjoyment. On a very personal note, I've been worried about this road for a long time. My wife is a professor at Baker University, so daily she travels old US 59, and of course with the high accident rate, I was always concerned. Now she'll have a much safer trip each day. I certainly appreciative on a personal level as well as from the City of Lawrence. On behalf of the City of Lawrence, we appreciate KDOT's continued support of the infrastructure development in and around our community. The US 59 Highway Realignment Improvement Project connects to already existing highway infrastructure. It is an excellent example of planning for the future transportation needs in Kansas. As a community, we are very excited to see the upcoming completion of the South Lawrence Traffic Way. Yes! The SLT. As another, just a note, historic note, I served on the commission about 22 years ago, and that was the origin of the SLT. And I have the original interlocal agreement between all 5 city commissioners and 3 county commissioners, and I believe the estimated cost for completion from the turnpike to K10 Noria Road was like $38 million. The new connection between Iowa Street and Noria Road is now, I think, like $180 million. So anyway, over the years I followed it closely. So transportation plays a tremendous role in influencing the perceptions of a community. From a residential standpoint, we must continue to look for ways to improve our overall transportation network to ensure that motorists can travel safely and efficiently within our communities. Additionally, access to the multi-lane highways that offer businesses and industry quick routes for travel is of great importance when deciding on locations for future sites. The City of Lawrence considers this a key priority, and our residents continue to note that this is a priority for their families as well. I wish to reiterate my appreciation to KDOT and their support of these transportation projects in Lawrence and Douglas County. I look forward to working with your organization in the future as we continue to look for ways to improve the quality of life for our current and future residents and businesses. Once again, thank you so very much for helping us with our transportation needs. It's been a real pleasure to work with everybody, and we will continue to work with you on the SLT. Thank you.
Good morning. My name's Ken Wagner, Mayor of Baldwin City. We're a little community about 4 miles east here on 56 Highway of about 5,000 people, and that's an honor to be invited here, Secretary King, to offer our best wishes for the dedication of this highway today. On behalf of the people of Baldwin City, we want to thank the people of Kansas for providing this area with such a fine highway. Hundreds of our people in our community travel this Highway 59 daily. The old highway presented a lot of safety challenges, and we are grateful for a new safe road and for our citizens to travel. There's 2 mayors here today on the stage, but there's actually another mayor in the audience here today, and it's the mayor of Baldwin Junction. Mr. Tall down here has been noted for years of being the mayor of Baldwin Junction. I often ask him, how many people show up for the election of the mayor of Baldwin Junction? And he tells me there's 1. And but he did mention that the discussions of this started in 1999, and we were fairly new to this community then. And as I was thinking about what I was going to talk about here today, I wanted to talk a little bit about the climate down here in southern Douglas County at that time. It was a very divisive time in this county because this highway represented a lot of change for a lot of our people. There was farmers here that feared that their farm ground was going to be split up. There were people that were losing their homes. Things just weren't going to be the same. There were people that were choosing sides on how the highway was going to be designed and what path it was going to take and all those types of things. It was interesting to watch that, but more interesting it was to watch what happened after the decision by KDOT and the state of Kansas was made about the alignment and see our communities pull together again and to watch this beautiful highway being built. Almost all of us that have lived here in this county and have grown up in this county know of someone that's been injured on this highway. A lot of us know people that were killed on this highway. One of the things that I want to talk about today is to honor the memory of a lot of those people that were our friends and our neighbors in this community that lost their lives or were injured on this highway. And let's dedicate this highway to not only their memory, but also to providing the safe access to a great highway to bring goods and services out of this part of Douglas County to all parts of the world. So I want to thank the people in Baldwin City for a lot of patience they had on this deal, for the courage to dream about what could happen if we all pull together in this community and dedicate this highway from a Baldwin standpoint to the resiliency of people in this part of the county. So my wife has cautioned me today not to talk a lot, so I want to just close by thanking the governor and the Secretary of Transportation and all the workers that made this part of Douglas County their home over the last 2 years as this highway was being built. And let's just hope and pray that this highway will be everything that we wanted it to be. And as we travel up and down these frontage roads and stuff like that, I can't imagine that it won't be the highway that we expected it to be. So with that, thank you again for coming down here to Southern Douglas County and being a part of the dedication today.
Thank you, mayors. And I'll just close by saying too, by echoing on the safety perspective. We're still a couple of weeks away from opening. We still have some frontage roads that we're on. We still have some work zones that we all need to be careful and mindful of. So please, whenever you see a work zone, whether it's a work zone here or across the state of Kansas, that you'll slow down and give the workers and our KDOT people the opportunity to do their job and to do it safely and correctly. So with that, I think we'll cut a ribbon, and I think we're going to have the speakers come up here to this side. Kim, if you have the ribbon, and I think they wanted to do that this way, and then we'll get the highway in the background. That's where we're going to be doing it up here.
Yeah.
Yeah, how about all three?